Hi everyone, this is Bakkappa here. I'll be creating a series of tutorials on Appium with the Selenium GRID. So in the first tutorial, I'll talk about how to set up the Appium with the Selenium GRID. In the next tutorial, I'll be talking about how to execute your mobile automation scripts in the Selenium GRID. In the final session, I'll talk about how you can actually distribute your mobile automation scripts in the different devices, and also I'll be discussing how to execute your mobile automation scripts parallel. So in the today's tutorial, just I'll talk about the setup part. So before moving on to the setup part, so I'll walk through on the simple diagram here. Nowadays, most of the organization are moving on to the Selenium GRID because let's say today I want to execute it can be a mobile automation script or a web automation script. So today I wanted to execute on one of the infrastructure. In the next day I wanted to execute my automation script on the different infrastructure altogether. So why most of the organization are moving on to the Selenium GRID, right? So there are multiple factors, but I'll list out few of the factors here. The very first factor is you can distribute your automation script execution in a different browsers or different infrastructure altogether. So that's a one reason. And the second reason is you can execute your automation script in a parallel manner. So where you can save the time. So let us say if you have a 100 automation scripts. So usually it will take some 4 to 5 hours, right? So if you are doing it parallel, so it will take less than 45 minutes or the 30 minutes. So that's how the Selenium will, that is a Selenium GRID will support. So that's how we can take the advantage of this Selenium GRID. So let me walk through on this diagram itself. So this is a test script. So it can be mobile automation script or it can be a web automation script. So this is where the Selenium GRID plays a role. So it is a simple jar file. So Selenium GRID here. So where you can see the one of the Appium got registered into the server. So it is a similar to the server and client approach. So where server will be listening to the client whenever the request comes for the server. So it will redirect to the client side. So here also in the similar fashion this Selenium GRID functions here. So if we go to the first node, that is a, so we'll call a server as a hub here and the client as a node here. So in the Selenium GRID, right, so only one hub will be there and it can have the multiple nodes. The very first node here you can see is iOS device and then the Android device, and the next you can see the another web browser. So here if you look at the first iOS device, right, so it is using the some different XCUI test driver and it is executing the scripts on the iOS device. So in the second node if you look at this, so you are executing your mobile automation scripts on the mobile Chrome browser. So here you are using the Chrome driver. In the similar way, if you look at the third node, I'm executing the web automation scripts on the Chrome driver, that is a Chrome browser. So basically you can register n number of like this different nodes. So let's say I started executing my scripts. So I have just given the all the capabilities and I have just specified what are the capabilities which my script should run on, right? So let's say if I have specified the capabilities, my script should run on the Chrome browser on the mobile device. So basically whenever the request comes to this Selenium GRID, so that is a hub, so it will transfer your all call to the this particular Android device. So your script will be executing on the this Android device. by using the Chrome driver version which we have mentioned in the script. So that's all about this diagram. So basically it's a hub and the node concept, where hub will be acting as the server and the node is nothing but the client, where whenever you trigger the execution, so it will comes to the respective nodes and it will start executing your scripts. So that's all about the Selenium grid architecture, you can say. So let us move on to the setup part. So what you need to do, you can go to the first, you need to download the Selenium standalone server. For that, you can go to this website, that is a selenium.dev/downloads. So if you look at here, right, so in my case I'm using the latest version, that is a 3.141.59. so if you want to use the previous versions, you can click on the previous releases, then you can find here all the previous releases. So whichever the version you are comfortable or whichever the version you would like to prefer, then you can click on that particular folder and you can go inside that. Here you can see all the jar file, so you can directly download this jar file. So in my case I'm using the latest version, so I have already downloaded it. So this is the version I'm using, 3.141.59. so simply you need to click on this, so it will download you the jar file. So that's it. So let me start the, so first I'll discuss how to start the Selenium hub, right? So once hub started, you can register multiple nodes to the particular server, that is a hub. So in our case, we are having two devices. So first we'll register this device 1 and we'll register next device 2. So before registering these devices, I need to start my server. What I will do is simply I'll open the command prompt. So here this is just jar file. So I'll execute this jar file by writing a simple command, java -jar. So simply I'll drag and drop this jar file and -roll, then space hub. So that's it. So if you look at my command, right, so java, then -jar. So here I have specified the jar file where exactly I have kept in my system, then -roll. So it will act as a hub. So just I'll enter. So if you look at, right, so Selenium Grid Hub is up and running. So simply I'll go to the web browser and simply I'll type here. So because I'm starting my server in the local machine, so I'll type simply localhost colon 44 followed by the grid and followed by the console. So that's it. You can hit enter. So my hub is up and running now. So let us say if my hub is down, so for some reason, so simply I'll copy this command. So we'll create the batch file for this instead of coming to the command prompt and entering every time this command. So simply I'll close this. So if you try to hit enter here, so it is down now. So it doesn't load this page at all if the hub is down. So if you look at this site cannot be reached, right? So let us quickly create the one bat file. So every time you can come and just simply double click on that bat file, then your server will be up and running, right? So what I'll do, so here I'm creating the batch file so that you can execute all the time by coming here. So simply I'll say save as. So just I have copied and pasted the same command here, guys. So whatever just now I was typing in the command prompt. So in the double quote, I'll say server.bat, and here I'll say all type of all files. So simply I'll say the save. So that's it, guys. So now again I'll launch the bat file. So simply I'll double click on the this server.bat file. So now again Selenium Grid hub is up and running, right? So let's check in the browser whether it is up and running. Hub is up and running. Let's see. So it's already up and running. So you can view the configuration. So now our Selenium hub is up and running. So there are no nodes registered to this grid at all, right? So let us quickly register this one of the node to the our Selenium grid. So what you need to do is, so I'll explain you a simple one JSON file. So we need to use a JSON file. So to mention all our configuration. So this is a JSON file. So this is mandatory you need to mention. So entire structure you need to follow as it is. Only the configuration value you need to change. So you can keep the browser name as Android. Then coming to the platform version, so you can need to mention the what is the version of this Android device. So you can go to the Android virtual device manager and you can get the what is the version, platform version. So this is my Android virtual device manager. So this is my first device, guys. Then this is my second device. The first device, right? If you look at the target column, so here I'm seeing the Android 8.0, right? So in the same way I have mentioned that in the platform version. Then the max instances you can mention 1 or 3, that's fine. So next config is platform name, you can specify it as Android. Then next you can specify the automation name as a UI Automata 2. Then the device name. So you can get the device name from your command prompt. So basically you can type a simple command there, adb devices. So that's it. So in my case, right, so this is my first device and this is my second device. So currently we are registering the first device. So this is the ID I have just copied this and I have specified here emulator 5554. Then the next config is, that's the next capability is system port. So basically, so this value, it should be always range from the 8200 to the 8299. So if we go to the one of the website, right, so that is a Appium desired capabilities. So simply I'll type here one capability name, that is a system port. So if you look at here, right, so always it provides a range of port number, that is starting from the 8200 to the 8299. So default port is 8200, but we are in our case, you can example they have specified you. So you can use like this 8201. So in my case, in the same way I have specified the 8201. So this capability is very important when you are distributing your mobile automation scripts in the different devices, or when you are executing the mobile automation scripts in the parallel manner. So this capability plays a major role. So next configuration, moving on to the configuration part. So this as it is you can specify that is a cleanup cycle, and the next capability timeout you can specify the whatever the value I have specified. So this is also mandatory, you need to specify the proxy. Max session also you can specify. Register should be true and the register cycle should be any value, but in my case I have specified the 5000. So that's kind of polling time it does whenever node trying to register to the hub, right? So that's a polling time it tried to register to the, so it is in terms of the milliseconds I have specified, that's a 5000. So next capability is hub port. Basically you can check this in the your server whenever your server hub is up and running, right? So you can get it here. So this is your port number, so 44s, and the hub bus, that is the IP address of the hub where it is running. then you can specify the hub protocol as a HTTP. So that's all about, guys. That's all about this JSON config file. Simply I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. So you need to save this file in the format of the JSON. So simply I'll type node1.json. So that's it, guys. So I'll say save. So already my node, so let me rename into the node1.json. So that's it. So our node1 is ready and we need to have the simple command. So by taking this configuration, we need to register into the our Selenium hub, right? So it's a very simple command you need to refer. So this is a command, guys. So you need to specify the Appium and -p and followed by the port number. So whenever you are registering a different nodes, so this port number should be different always. It should not be a same port. So then followed by the -node config, then followed by the path of the JSON file. So simply I'll copy this command and again I'll go to the command prompt. So simply I'll write this command. So what I'll do, so simply I have pasted this. So here I have written now Appium -p. So my first node is registering with this particular port number, that is a 4725 and -, node config, and here I need to specify the JSON path. So simply I'll drag and drop this node1.json file and I'll enter. So once this node got registered, so we'll quickly create the batch file for this also. No need to come to the command prompt always and enter this command. Simply I'll come and double click on the batch file. So currently we don't see any of the nodes here register for this Selenium hub. So, sorry, for this hub. So whenever this node got registered, right? So you'll be seeing the node got registered with so and so IP address and so and so port number. So it will take few seconds. So if you look at this, right, started and still it is registration is not done. So if you look at this, right, Appium successfully registered with the grid on so and so IP and so port number. So this is a port number what we have for the hub, right? So I'll go to the hub and if you see here, registered a node and with the so and so IP address and the so and so port number. Simply I'll go to the my browser and I'll do refresh here. So it takes a few seconds and simply it loads and it will show you the node which is registered for the hub. So it is taking a little bit of time because my internet is a little bit of slow. So let me open even in the Internet Explorer by that time, at least if it loads at least there. So we'll wait for a few more seconds, and we will start the event server and as well as the node. Okay guys, so what I'll do, right? So simply I'll copy this command. So I'll quickly create the patch file for this. So if you look at this guys, already now it is got loaded, and if you look at the configuration of this, it is started on the 4725. So now only one node registered for this hub. So let us create the bat file for the node 1, then we will register the node 2 also. What I'll do, so I'll simply close the node 1 and even the server as well. What I'll do, I'll simply go to this notepad. So just I'll paste it here. So in the double quote, simply I'm mentioning node 1 dot bat. So that's it. Then I'll save it. So simply I'll close this. So now we have seen how to uh, start the hub and also how to register a node. So what I'll do, so far we have created a one hub and we have registered the only one node. So simply I'll copy this node 1 and node 1 bat file and node 1 JSON file. I'll create the one more node as well. So what I'll do, simply I'll rename this with the node 2 JSON. In the same way, I'll rename the bat file with the node 2. First, we'll modify the few things in the node2.json file. So I'll open the node2.json. So first thing is, so we can specify the this browser name as same, and platform version we need to change it. So this is my node 2. So if I go to my Android virtual device manager, so this is my node 2. If I look at the target column, so here you can see the Android 8.1. So I need to mention the 8.1.0. Then this is max instances is fine, platform name is fine, automation name is okay, then no need to change. So we need to change this device name. So we had only two devices. The first device is emulator hyphen 5554, and the next device ID I'm having is emulator hyphen 5556. You can go to the command prompt and you can just check what is the ID of the second device. So in my case, so this is the device ID, that is a emulator 5556, and you need to change this system port. In my case, I'm specifying it as a 8203. So this is the range you can mention from 8200 to the 8299. And rest of the things will be same. So I'll be not changing anything. So simply I'll close this. In the batch file, so what you need to do, go to the batch file of the node 2. So bat file of the node 2. So simply I'll go to the edit mode. So simply I'll specify the path of the node 2. And one more point is need to change always this port number. So that's it, guys. So only two changes you need to do. There is a path of the second node and the port number of the second node. So that's it. So I'm just saving it. I'm closing all the stuff from this notepad++. So that's it, guys. So freshly I'm again, so just I'll refresh this. Now the hub is down. Sorry, guys. So now the hub is down. So we'll start our server. So if you look at here, Selenium Grid Hub is up and running. So simply I'll go to the web browser and I'll check whether it is hub is up and running. So it's already up and running. So what I'll do, first I will start the node 1. So you should be able to see the logs once it is registered with the Selenium Grid. So okay, guys, so already the node 1 started on the so and so port. So if you look at the logs, still you are not seeing that particular message. That is so if you look at here, right, so Appium successfully registered with the grid on so and so port number. I'll go to the server, that is a hub. So already registered a node on the so and so address and so port number. So in the similar way, I'll just refresh my grid console. So you should be able to see the one node attached to this Selenium grid. So now you can see the only one node. So let us start the node 2 as well. So always, guys, you need to carefully look at this particular port number. That is very important when you are registering the different nodes. So if you look at this, right, so Appium successfully registered with the grid. So I'll go to the grid and I should be able to see the registered node for this different port, that is a 4727. So that's it, guys. Whenever I refresh this particular web browser, right, you should be able to see the both the nodes. See, guys, so one node registered with the 4725 port and the second node registered with the 47 and 27. So this is all about the how to set up the Appium with the Selenium grid. So that's all I have in this session. So if you like this video, please click on the like icon and also you can comment in the comment section. So if you have any inputs or feedback, you can comment in the comment section. Hey, hi everyone. So this is Bakkappa here. So in the previous tutorial, right, so we have discussed how to set up the Appium with the Selenium grid. So we were created the one server and we have created the two nodes and we have registered two nodes to the our Selenium grid, right? So if I hit the grid console, right, in the localhost, so I should be able to see the these two nodes connected to the our Selenium grid. So one is running on the 4725 and second node is running on the 4727. So in the same way you can see here also. So in the this is our Selenium hub where it is up and running, and you can see the registered node here. So one is with the 4725 and the second node is with the 4727. So we have discussed the setup part. So in the today's tutorial, right, so we will discuss how to execute your mobile automation script on the Selenium grid. So here I have just created a simple Maven project here. If you don't know how to create the Maven project, you can go to my channel. So here I have discussed in this tutorial how to set up Selenium Maven project from the scratch. You can learn how to create the simple Maven project. And another tutorial also you can refer, that is a session 1. That is how to work with the tabs and windows using Selenium 4. And one more tutorial is there, so you can refer that tutorial also for creating your Maven project and how to add the dependency into the Maven project. So you can refer this develop framework in 30 minutes, this tutorial as well. So simply I'll move on to our Eclipse IDE. So first I'll explain you what are the dependency I'm using here. The first dependency I'm using here is Selenium server dependency. That's a version of 3.141.59. So that is a Selenium server dependency. And the second dependency I'm using TestNG of the version 6.14.3. And the last dependency I'm using, that is a Java client. So this is for our mobile automation script execution. So version 7.3.0. So only these three dependency I'm using it for executing your mobile automation script. So that's all. So quickly I will create the one simple package. Under that I will create the simple TestNG test case. So under src test Java, I'm creating the package. So com dot test automation dot grid. So that's it. I'll click on finish. So under this package, I'm creating one class. So name of the class I'm giving it as Appium grid demo. Then I'll click on finish button. So this is our simple Java class. So here I'm writing a simple method, that is public void test1. Then I'll surround this method with the @test. So I'll import this @test from the org.testng.annotations. So that's it. So far what we have discussed, right? So already we have connected two nodes. So that's where the Selenium hub. So it's having two nodes. This is a node 1 and this is a node 2. And we have created a simple Maven project. Under that I am creating one simple TestNG test case. So to execute our mobile automation script, we need to set the sum of the desired capabilities. So that reason here I'm creating the object of the desired capabilities class. So here simply I'm creating the object of the desired capabilities so that we can rebuild this particular object. So here I'm specifying a reference name for this. So I'll simply specify the desired capabilities for this. So that's it. So here I've just created the object of the desired capabilities class. I'll use a reference of this and I'll set the capability for. So if you look at here, right, so I'm specifying in the format of key and value format, that is in terms of a string I'm specifying. So that's the reason I'm selecting the fourth option. If you look at here, first parameter is string and the second parameter is also string. So you can specify in the double quotes, that is a key and the value format. So simply I'll copy this line. So first properties, that is a platform name. So platform name, it should be Android if you're running your script on the Android device. And the second capability I'm setting here, that is a automation name. So I'm specifying it as a UI automator 2. Third capability I'm setting here, app package. So in our case, right, so app package and app activity, so you can simply copy from one. So in my case, what I'll do, I'll copy it from the one of the tutorial what I have discussed in the previous sessions, right? So I'll go to my youtube.com, sorry, YouTube channel. So here, right, so simply I'll search with the Appium by Bakkappa. So I'll go to the Appium series by Bakkappa. So here I'll go to the 6th tutorial. So simply I'll pass this and I'll go to the description. So in this tutorial I have discussed how to launch the calculator app. So in our case, right, so just I'm demonstrating simple app launching, and you can perform the activities at your end, you can try it, but definitely it should work fine. So simply we are launching the calculator app. You can try perform the action in this particular app, but in my case I'm not performing any of the actions. So I have already discussed how to inspect the element, how to write XPath, how to cross verify your XPaths. So if you are able to refer this entire playlist, so this will help you to automate the any mobile web application and as well as mobile native app. So in my case, right, in today's session, so just I'm launching the calculator app and simply I'm closing that, right? So in the description, if you go there, so that is a Appium tutorial for beginner 6. So simply I'll copy these two capabilities, that is the app package and app activity. So I'll paste it in my code. So simply I'll delete this stuff, two stuffs which is not required for me. So I'll replace capabilities. So that's it. So far we have added platform name Android, and the second property, that is automation name, that is UI automator 2, and the third set of property we have added, that is app package and the app activity. So next we need to add another 3 more capabilities. We need to set the 3 more capabilities. That is the first one is UDID. And let me set the UDID for UDID value here. So you can go to the command prompt, simply type here ADB devices. So in my case, so I'm considering the device 1 UDID value, and in the similar way you can specify the device name. So instead of UDID, I'll specify device name. And the last property I'm going to set, that is the system port. So this is useful when you are performing the parallel execution, or if you're distributing your execution in multiple devices. So here I'm adding 8201. because if we go to the my node1.json file, you can see the one property with the value as the 8201. So this is the property I'm referring. So you can specify the same value in your script also. So that's it. So all we are done with the setting all the different capabilities for the desired capabilities object. So just simply we are rebuilding the object of desired capabilities. Now what you need to do? So we need to create the object of the remote web driver. So this accepts two objects. First one is URL class object, that is URL, and the next one is desired capabilities object. So simply I'm passing here the desired capabilities object. So here you need to specify the hub URL. So what you need to do is go to the server where hub is running. So simply you can copy this URL. That's it. So I'll assign this WebDriver object to the WebDriver type. So that's it. You can import the related packages from the Selenium jar. So in the same way, you can import the remote WebDriver also. So need to import URL from the java.net. So that's it, guys. So after that, simply I'll surround this code with the try and catch. So that's it. So before starting our execution, here I'm writing one system.out.println. So here I'm saying execution started, and in the similar way, whenever execution ended, so here I'll say execution end. So that's it, guys. So after launching this APK, right, so we are launching the calculator app by using this app package and app activity. So I'll wait after launching this particular APK in this particular device. So after launching this calculator app, so I'll wait for the few seconds. Here I'm using the thread.sleep. So this is not a good approach, but just for our execution purpose, simply I'm using the thread.sleep. So see here I'm selecting the add throws declaration. So that's it. So I'll use the driver object, then at the end I will close the mobile APK, that is the calculator app. Here I'm calling quit method. So that's it, guys. Almost we are done for this coding side. So let me walk through what we have done so far. So in the coding side, so we have created the object of the desired capabilities. Then we are setting the platform name, capability, then automation name, app package, app activity, then UDID from the ADB devices. In the same way, we are setting the device name and the system port. So this we are getting from our node configuration JSON file. So that's it, guys. So what I'll do, simply I will execute it as a test-ng test case. Say run as test-ng test. If you look at my server, right, eventually it will get the one request. So after getting the request, right, if you see, guys, it got the request and it is trying to connect to that particular node. So if I look at this, my nodes, right, node 1 and node 2. So now it is executing in one of the node. That means, let's say in the real time, right, so server will be placed at one place. So multiple devices from the different infrastructure So it will be connected to that particular device. So that particular server. So it will execute your script in the client, that is where exactly your node is running, right? So if you look at my execution, so execution started and it performed all the activities. If you have specified some of the activities, then at the end it is ended. Then if you see, there are 0 failures. So that's about the logs, how you can observe your logs. So what I'll do, I'll simply show you the UI, how exactly it is running. So let me close this, minimize this. So here I'm saying test ng test. So I'm placing in front of you all the devices, I mean the nodes which is registered with the Selenium grid. So eventually it will run your script on this particular device. So you can check out the server whether it got the request or not. So if you look at here, so it got the request and it will automatically rotate your request to the appropriate client, that is a node. So if you look at this particular node, right? So it is launched the app and it is waiting for the 5 seconds and simply it is closing the your APK. So if you look at the result also, it is execution started and it is ended. Okay guys, so we are able to execute our mobile automation script on the Selenium grid. So before closing this session, right, so I'd like to highlight few of the things here. So this is a not mandatory capability you need to set, even UDID and device name and the system port as well. So simply I'll comment this, still this script will work fine because no need to specify UDID and device name and the system port. So especially this particular property, that is a system port and the UDID. So these two properties are very much useful when you are distributing your execution in a multiple devices, right? So if I execute this, right, so simply it will work fine without any issues. So rest of the properties are very important when you are executing in a parallel or when you are distributing your test execution in a different devices or different emulators. So let me check whether server got the request or not. So if you look at here, it got a request and eventually should see the execution here. So if you look at in the first device, so our script already launched the APK, then simply it is closing the APK as well. So if you look at here, total test run is 1 and there are 0 failures. So that's all guys. So only here, only three properties are mandatory when you are dealing with any APK automation. So first one is a platform name and the second one is app package and third capability is app activity. Only these you can use and you can perform your all the actions and the validations. So that's all guys I have from my end in this session. So if you have any questions, if you have any feedback for me, you can comment in the comment section. If you like this video, please click on the like button and also share with your friends and colleagues. Hey, hi guys, this is Bakkappa here. So in this tutorial, I'll talk about how to distribute your automation script execution in multiple devices, and also I'll be discussing how to execute your mobile automation script parallel. So before moving on to these two topics, so this is my hub running. So already there are two nodes are registered to this hub, right? So if you look at this UI also, grid console, you'll be seeing that there are two nodes are registered to this particular hub, right? So simply I'll go to the Eclipse IDE now. So this is a script we have executed in the Selenium grid. So on the Selenium grid, right? So what I'll do, I'll uncomment this line number 19, and also I'll uncomment the another three setting capabilities. So what I'll do, so actually this test was running on the first device, right? So we'll be executing this entire whole class. So I'll add one more test. So first test will get executed in the first device, and the second test will get executed on the second device. So what I'll do, simply I'll copy this entire test. Before copying this entire test, so simply I'll edit the system.out.println statement. Test1 execution started. Test1 execution ended. So I'll copy whole test now. So then I'll paste it down. So I'll rename this test1 with the test2. Then rest everything will be same. So whenever you are executing your script in a different machines, whenever you are distributing your automation execution in a different devices, so what you need to do, you need to first set the UDID, and also you need to set the system port. So UDID is the one you can get it from the ADB devices. So my first test will run on the first device, that is a emulator 5554, and I wanted to execute my test2 on the emulator -5556. So simply I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. So that's it. So again I need to add the system port for the test2. I wanted to execute on the node 2, right? So I'll go to the JSON file, that is a node2.json file. Simply I have opened here. So what is the system port I have specified? Simply I'll copy this and I'll put it in my script. So that's it, guys. So in the similar way you can specify the UDID for the device name as well, and I'll again modify the system.out.println statement. Instead of test1, I'll replace with the test2. So that's it, guys. So we are having two devices, that is a device 1, this is a device 1, and this is a device 2. So first test will execute, that is a test1 will execute on the first device, and the test2 will get execute on the second device. So let me start the execution this. So this is a device 1, this is device 2, and this is where the server, that is a hub, is running. Just wait for a few seconds. So whenever request comes to the server, right, because we have specified this particular URL, so first will test1 and test2 will trigger the request to this particular hub, then it will redirect to the respective nodes. So if you look at here, right, the first request it got, then it will execute the first script on the first device, that is a test1. And if you look at the first device, that is a node 1, calculator app opened and it is waiting for 5 seconds, then it is closing the APK file. So if you look at the hub logs, so another request it came, then it should redirect to the second node, that is in the back side you can look at the node 2. So script is getting executed. So if you go to the Eclipse IDE, so console. So let me open the console here. So there are total 2 tests. So there are 0 failures. So test 1 and test 2 got passed. And if you look at the event logs, test 1 started and already it is ended. And even in the similar way, test 2 also started and it is ended here. So that's all about the how you can distribute the your automation script execution in the different devices. Let's say I wanted to execute this particular script on the so and so configuration or so and so Android version. So like this you can specify the all the capabilities. So I would highly recommend create a simple utility method so that accepts all these capabilities. So you can simply specify these UDID and the system port as a parameter to that particular utility method. So that would be serving the need here, right? So what I'll do, so I'll move on to the parallel execution of the mobile automation script now. So currently we are having two script. So simply I'll copy this test 1 and test 2 and I'll paste it down. Now we are having a total 4 script. So this is our test 4. So now I'll be showing you how to execute your mobile automation script on parallel basis, right? So this is my test 4 and this will be my test 3. Then here simply I'll rename the test 1 with the test 3. So that's it guys. So currently we are having total 4 tests, that is test 1, test 2, test 3. So test 1 and test 3 will run on the first device and the test 2 and test 4 will run on the node 2, that is a second device. So simply I'm executing this TestNG test before executing it as a parallel test. So we'll make sure that all 4 automation scripts are working fine. So these are my devices and this is my server. So if you look at here, we got the one request. So I think this is a test 1. So it is executing on the node 1. And now we should get the request for the test 2. So if you look at the request here, so we got the request for the test 2. So it should execute on the node 2. So it is executing on the node 2. So it is already closed the app also. Now our test 3 should run. So if you look at here, we are getting the request for the test 3. It should run on the node 1. So already script is getting executed. And the last test we got it. So if you look at here, we got the last request. So if you look at in the back side, so it is executing in the node 2. So if I go to my Eclipse IDE, so we should be able to see all the result. See guys, test 1 started and completed the execution. Test 2 started and completed the execution here. And test 3 started and completed the execution here. And test 4 started and completed the execution here. If you look at the results, there are 0 failures. So this is how exactly you can distribute the execution in different devices or the multiple devices. So let us move on to the how exactly you can execute your script on parallel basis. So simply I'll convert this Appium grid demo.java class into the TestNG. So this testng.xml, you can rename it into the any of the file, but in my case I'm not renaming it. So here we got the testng.xml file. So at suit level, right, so I'll specify the two property. First one is parallel equal to methods. In the similar way, I'll specify the one more property called thread count is equal to. So in my case, I wanted to execute two tests at a time. So currently I'm having the two devices, so that's the reason I'm preferring to the two tests at a time. So in the similar way, you can specify the two here also. So that's it, guys. So what I'll do, simply I'll execute this testng.xml file as a testng suite. And if you look at in the Eclipse ID, right, there are two threads already started, that is test2 and the test1. So simply I'll go to the server, that is a hub, what we call. So if you look at down, right, so at the same time we got the two requests. So previously we used to get one by one. So first we got the request and it is trying to connect it here. Now we got two requests at the same time, and in the backside you can see the execution is going on. So two tests got completed. Now another two test requests should come to this particular hub, and if you look at here, another two test request came to the execution. So simply it will redirect to the respective nodes. So already the execution is going on the backside. So that's it, guys. I'll go to the Eclipse ID. See guys here. So first test2 and test1 execution started, and first test2 got completed. Again test3 got started. So here test1 got ended. The last test, that is test4, started and it is ended up here. And test3 here started, but it took some time, but it is ended up here. So this is how, guys, this is how exactly you can execute your automation, mobile automation script on a parallel basis. So that's all I have in this session. If you like this tutorial, please click on the like button, and also you can comment in the comment section. And if you have any feedbacks, please comment in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial.